From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It has been a quiet but cool day across mid-Michigan. Lots of cloud cover as we've gotten used to this fall and into winter. Notice to the north some snow showers, northern lower and the UP, but nothing bothering us here. We've got teens and 20s to the north, but much warmer here in mid-Michigan. We're at 34 for Lansing, 33 degrees in Jackson. For the overnight hours, quiet weather, temperatures mid-20s tomorrow morning. We've got colder weather on the way and some accumulating snows moving in by tomorrow night. 6 News at 5 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 5.
The partisan battle at the state capitol wages on. It's our top story today at 5. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. The charges and countercharges were flying all over the state capitol today as the lame duck agenda in the Michigan House is now stalled. Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic sorts it all out for us.
For the second time in less than a week, House Republicans did not appear on the House floor. They normally sit on the right side of the aisle there. However, they did walk into a downtown Lansing bar where Republican leader Matt Hall criticized Democratic Speaker Joe Tate for working on a backwards agenda. 6 Democrats came to the defense of the Speaker. Mr. Hall was having none of that.
That's why we're not coming in. It's crazy, the backwards priorities.
Speaker Tate had other problems as well. He needs all 56 of his Democrats on the House floor, but one of them, over there in the W's, Representative Karen Whitsitt, she said she was staying home until the Speaker allocated more money to local districts. And without her, the House Democrats were legislatively paralyzed. And Detroit Senator Sylvia Santana also boycotted the Senate session, criticizing the Democratic lack of attention to urban problems. And without her 20th vote, you guessed it, the Senate Democrats legislatively crippled as well. Meanwhile, the State Attorney General Dana Nessel got into the act, opining that all those absent Republicans and Democrats were actually breaking the law, quote, with a willful neglect of duty constituting demeanor. Representative Hall fired back, accusing Ms. Nessel of overspending.
But I would just say there's oversight coming. There's going to be scrutiny on that budget. I mean, her department and her office is out of control. We're not going to be bullied and intimidated by this Attorney General.
And on top of all that, Governor Gretchen Whitmer delivered an ultimatum to her own Democratic legislature. Either send me some economic development programs and a permanent road fix plan, or the governor threatened she would not sign any more of their bills. To round out this barrage of finger-pointing, the Senate Democratic leader, Senator Winnie Brinks, called on Mr. Hall to do this, quote, "You've made your point, Matt. Now show up and negotiate." And finally, Detroit Democrat Tyrone Carter and 5 of his colleagues praised Speaker Tate, quote, "Everything is not his fault. He can't make people do anything. There is no team mentality here." Yet he continues to believe in working across the aisle with the Republicans.
I'm always willing to work. I was willing to work when I was in the minority. I'm willing to work when we're in the majority.
So with not enough Democratic bodies to do anything, the House took the night off. Here for you in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
Thank you for your insight, Tim. In the meantime, in Washington, Democratic and Republican leaders in the House and Senate have struck a deal on a short-term spending bill that will keep the government open beyond the December 20th deadline. However, not everyone in the Republican Party is happy about the deal, putting its ultimate passage in jeopardy and threatening a government shutdown ahead of the Christmas holiday. Natalie Brand is here for you with the latest on the ongoing negotiations.
Lawmakers are scrambling to cross the finish line on a budget deal that will keep the lights on through the new year.
Should Republicans, or do you advise them to vote for the CR?
Well, we'll see what folks do. There's still a long conversation going on.
The more than 1,500-page bill would keep government funding levels steady through mid-March.
Instead of doing, Chuck Schumer and Biden spending for 2025, we push this decision into March.
But House Speaker Mike Johnson is facing pushback from some conservative members of his party over the last-minute release of the massive bill and what's been added to it, including more than $100 billion in disaster aid, $10 billion in economic assistance for farmers, and a from the federal government to pay for the rebuilding of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge, which collapsed in March.
We have Republicans who are incredibly excited about DOGE, and they're going to then spend a ton of money, and then 30 days later say that they're fighting to cut the money that they just spent.
Elon Musk, who President-elect Donald Trump has tapped to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, took aim at the legislation on his platform X, calling it pork. As with the last few stopgap measures to avoid a shutdown, Speaker Johnson will need Democratic support in the House and sign-off from the Democratic-led Senate.
Bipartisan cooperation must lead the way. We can't have last-minute delays or grandstanding, or else the American people won't get the funding they deserve, or else we could risk a shutdown.
The bill also includes a pay raise for members of Congress, their first since 2009. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Also in Washington, the House Ethics Committee voted in secret to release the long-awaited ethics report into ex-Representative Matt Gaetz. And this raises the possibility that the allegations against the Florida Republican, who was President-elect Donald Trump's first choice for Attorney General, could be made public in the coming days. It's a stunning turnaround for the often secretive panel of 5 Republicans and 5 Democrats. Gaetz lashed out on social media against this latest development, again denying any wrongdoing. The Michigan Retailers Association reports that November 2024's retail index dropped slightly to 54.1, down from October's 54.5 on the 100-point retail index. While the index is down, November marks the second month in a row that the performance outlook has indicated positive activity, which is anything over 50. The 100-point index provides a snapshot of the state's overall retail industry. The November 2024 numbers show a drastic improvement over November 23's index, increasing more than 13 points. The seasonally adjusted performance index is conducted by the Michigan Retailers Association in cooperation with the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago's Detroit branch. In other economic news today, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel is reissuing her consumer alert about drop shipping. In drop shipping, sellers act as a middleman, but do not retain stock for the products that they sell. Now, the seller advertises products online and then forwards customer orders to another company, like a wholesaler or manufacturer, then for shipping. Consumers are advised to take the following precautions to protect themselves. You should always research the product and the seller. Be cautious of any social media ads and check for signs of fraud like suspicious brand names, misspellings, or overly vague product descriptions can also indicate a scam. But we do have some sad news out of MSU tonight. The university's Department of Public Safety says their Comfort Canine River has died. He was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer last week, and he lost a brief but very courageous battle on Monday. With his gentle demeanor and his wagging tail, River, along with his handler, Lieutenant Kim Parvaranian, has become a beacon of comfort and joy for students, faculty, and staff. River will be dearly missed, but never forgotten.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We've got some really cold weather in the forecast, some really warm weather, some snow, some rain, a little bit of everything. But as always this time of the year, we start it with a little holiday cheer and some holiday lights. Take a look at our submission from today. This comes to us out of Cement City from Brian, showing a beautiful holiday display. I just like the little tunnel there. Yeah, I need my driveway like that. I'm taking notes on all these pictures this year. That's going to be for me as we head into next year. To submit your holiday home, just head to our website, WLNS.com/holiday-lights, and upload your holiday handiwork. A look at the snow potential the next 6 days, and the shading has changed a little bit over Michigan. Now in that moderate category, there could indeed be some accumulations in the offing for us. How much? Looks like at least a couple inches. This number has been steadily rising. The odds of at least 2 inches is up to 35% on Friday. And with it continuing to climb, a lot of the data suggesting to me like we probably will see somewhere between 1 and 3 inches of snow. Here's what the computer models say, and I really don't disagree a whole lot with the placement and timing of this. Not a lot on the ground through Thursday evening, just trace amounts. As we move through Friday morning, a general 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of snow across the area. Then on and off snow showers will continue during the day on Friday. So some spots, there's a little bit of dark blue. That's indicating maybe 3 to 4 inches of snow. So I think 1 to 3 seems like a pretty good bet, and there could be spots, especially along or north of 96, that get a little closer to 4 inches. The bulk of the heavier snow will, of course, be across northern lower Michigan, where we're looking at probably 4 to 8 inches in a strip right across central sections of northern lower Michigan, and then, of course, over towards Green Bay, 3 to 6, things like that. Ski resorts, though, are going to make out pretty well with this storm system. Satellite and radar today, some lake effect snow showers to our north, not going to be an issue here. As we move into tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies on the way, and then as we progress through through the afternoon. Some snow showers possible. I don't think there'll be a lot through 5 or 6 o'clock, but maybe a couple flakes here and there. The bulk of the steadier snow will move in tomorrow night, and then through early Friday morning, we should have widespread light snow and snow showers around the area. As we move through the day, the low pressure system pushes to the east, but still a few flurries or leftover snow showers may be possible through 4, 5, 6 o'clock before the system finally moves out by Friday night. So we check out the Skyview network today. McLaren Cam, it's cold, but nothing too bitterly cold. 35 degrees. High today 36. 207 inch of melted snow in the gauge out there. So we check out the view on the Grand Ledge Cam with those snow showers this morning. 34 the current temperature, same as far as the melted snow equivalent, 207 inch. High today 35. Low was only 33, so we really haven't budged all day long. Jackson Cam, current temperature at 33 degrees. 34 was the high. And finally in Hillsdale, our current temperature, that's at 34 degrees after a high today of 35. So mid-30s currently across mid-Michigan. As we move into the overnight hours, nothing too terribly cold, down to 26. Mostly cloudy skies. Then for tomorrow, temperatures not going to warm a whole lot. 31 the high by 4 o'clock. Some flurries and snow showers possible tomorrow afternoon or evening. Best chance is going to be early Friday morning. Morning commute impacted, so a weather-aware day on Friday because of the potential travel issues. Monday and Tuesday, we go from a bit of a wintry mix to rain showers, and then it looks mild. Still looking at some rain as we head into next weekend as the 40s are on the way.
The 40s are on the way. It was chilly out there today, though.
I know. It felt kind of cold to me, too. The cloud cover and then the precipitation this morning.
Yeah, a little bit of rain always makes it feel a little damper.
Yeah. Not my favorite kind of weather for winter heading into Christmas week.
No, me either. But we're going to tolerate it.
We will.
Because we're Michiganders. But you know what? David and I are thrilled to continue another holiday tradition this year. We're asking for your help. We'd like to recognize remarkable women here in mid-Michigan who make a difference for their families and the greater community. If you'd like to nominate someone, just click on the Remarkable Women section of our website, WLNS.com, and tell us all about the remarkable woman in your life. And we'll pick 4 women and then profile them during Women's History Month coming up in March. You have until this Friday, December 20th, to nominate someone.